Hello YouTube, I'm back. It's definitely been not very long since the last time I've posted a video on this channel of mine. You can check to see. If you watch my past 30 videos, you may notice that within all of them I explain how my channel works. You really don't have to watch all my videos or a large number of my videos to understand how my channel works, but I always do this every video. I have to explain how it works for any potential newcomers who might be interested in my theories and arguments. As of course, that's just a formal thing to do with any kind of business or product or set of things you want to get people interested in. However, so I'm going to skip that introduction because this video I have actually taken the time to explain that that's what you can do. And I think from now on this channel, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be giving actual, legitimate, quick overviews of why that is. I think in the beginning of my videos from now on, I'll just be explaining that you don't worry about anything other than just checking out, pick out any video in the past, say 50 or 100 videos, and you can notice what my channel's about. Or really, you can just, I'll tell you this, you can read my channel's description. So I wrote a description of my channel, and that'll tell you exactly what my channel is about. It's only a few sentences long for any newcomers. That's what it's about. Anyway, so this video is going to be similar to what I've been saying about atoms and temperature, except this time I'm showing why it's actually better to argue against science education systems all throughout history. It's better to argue against them with the argument I'm about to talk about here, because atoms and temperature, as good an argument as it is, it's much harder for people to understand. You know, it's pretty evident by the fact that I released several videos about it. They were very in-depth and people didn't understand who watched. I mean, very, very few people understood. I have some subscribers, and I've talked with people on online social media platforms about atoms and temperature, and some people there understood, but very few people so far in the world have understood what I said about atoms and temperature. So now I'm just going to point out something I just recently realized, very recently, that there's another argument I can make. And I think I probably alluded to this before, that it's possible that there was several other errors taught in science as far as what particles can be in relation to the physical things out there that are not particles. So, you know, in science, what they've called that stuff is energy. For a long time, the education systems all throughout the world, for a very long time, as most people know, have been trying to say that, most people have known this, that they've been using a term for what I was saying. They call it energy. They call anything, they were basically saying what is physical, anything that is physical that is not a particle is energy. But the only problem is, and I've talked about a great deal about energy for years now on this channel and particles, but one of the things that in the past few months on this channel that I'm not too sure that I flat out made a video about is what I'm about to talk about in this video, about how if energy is temperature, and light is energy. Energy is temperature by people's logic, by the logic of the education systems. Energy would have to be temperature, and light would also have to be energy. Okay, so basically I want to point out why the education system is obviously run by mentally ill people, always has been, and why the whole world has always been mentally ill. This is going to be well past the 100 video mark in which I'm doing this. I made hundreds of videos where I show that the whole world has been mentally ill. That's what my channel is about, for those who don't know. Anyway, so obviously back to what I was saying, energy itself is physical, according to the education systems and the terminology they're using and the criteria they're using. And light is physical, temperature is physical. So we have three things so far here to differentiate between. It's critical to my argument. See, light, temperature, and energy are actually not really all the same thing. Energy, they're not all the same thing, but some of those are the same thing. Although obviously it depends which definitions we're using of these words. By some definitions, they could all be the same thing. But by the education system definitions, the official worldwide used education system definitions used, they would not all be the same thing going by those definitions. And so that basically means that the education systems have been mentally ill because they've come up with claims about these three different terms that are contradictory to the original criteria that they are arguing for them without noticing, but I noticed it. So basically, as I said, they say that energy is anything physical that is not made of particles. So it's not any particle in science, whether it's an atom, quark, electron, neutron, proton, anything. None of that. The list goes on. There's other particles. And then you have light, which is, we know what light is. It's every color. Every color is light, is a form of light. Every color is actually a form of light, but here's the funny thing. Some people are stupid enough to believe, which most people understand this, by the way, of course, that light is only the stuff that you see that is actually of a